So a regrouping, I think, about a dozen riders chasing on right now and all looking at each other to at least help out with the drive. And there you can see the climb that would finish off quite a few ambitions by the end of this day. So who is going to go for it? A question that potentially going to be answered in the next kilometre or so. And there it is. Bora decide that they are going to push on and try and form a fighting force. Still with a rider left here. Jan Barter, so busy on this day, so busy.
Yeah, very much so. But it is a dangerous move up there, so they need to put a bit of pressure on. But I think going at it alone like this is not necessarily the right move at this point in time. It would have been better off trying to get a few riders on his wheels and just drag them up towards the duo that's away.
There we are. They didn't seem to want to work together. I think everyone just wanted to hold something back, conscious of their lack of reserves. And as you can see, it really was a group thinning out. As they spread across the road, everybody with an opportunity to go for it. Two riders from Drapac still within here, and Baku, of course, why not? Baku Cycling Project, again, just getting a bit of momentum, trying to get something driving up this incline. And Bora again and Jan Barter coming to naught. So back up to our duo, our new breakaway men up front with Griffin Easter, swapping duties with Nikita Stalnov, who at this point, virtual leader of the race.
Yeah, certainly is, and with that incredibly dangerous move with less than 10 kilometers to the finish. So it's certainly looking like well, I'm impressed by Stalnov and his ability to get out there in breaks every single day and still recover and going again.
A reminder by the hoarding there that this is the home of the Uziladis. They push on and upwards towards the sky. All category climb this, courtesy mostly, I suspect, Magnus, because of the just long nature of it, almost unending, this climb, it seems.
Yeah, it certainly does seem like that. It's a good 20 kilometers in length, this whole climb, and Stalnov's really decided, okay, this is the time to press on and see if I can get myself a stage win and potentially the overall.
I don't think you meant to shake out Griffin Easter because he had such an advantage from him, but it just was not, Griffin just not capable of staying with Stalnov, especially a man on such form. He did a great job in the Tour of Turkey, didn't he, getting a podium?
Yeah, he certainly did. It was a very, very strong ride indeed, and has clearly carried that form into Azerbaijan here, and it's right now looking like a danger man to take the jersey.
Very much so. So Stalnov, would it be a steal with 5 kilometers to go and all of a sudden everyone waking up to the fact? Both of the Felbermayr riders here with the green and blue jersey, so points and mountains, both of course at the top of the day, we remind you, belonging to number 144, which is Danny Sean, Eibegger in here, and everyone else talking, trying to form alliances as they sail past Griffin. Big push at the moment, as you can see. Tavira done a lot of work earlier on today. I was actually wondering whether Ildar Nocentini, who is part of this group in the green and white, almost like the hoops of Celtic from Glasgow, but yeah, certainly Nocentini capable, even at the age of 38, on a day such as this, and was going to get involved. Nikita Stalnov, though, looks like he's just starting to fade, but still just doggedly trying to get up this mountain and doing a decent job of it, but the gap's starting to narrow.
I got to say, he's doing a great job at it. He's really pressing on hard. He's been away for some time here now, and this climb is I think it's actually steeper than what it looks, and yeah, Stalnov having to work very, very hard indeed.
It's hard to represent just how difficult the climbs are, especially from a helicopter shot, but believe me, a proper incline. You can tell just by the speeds, quite frankly, and the group thinning down behind, two just breaking away, and just followed, as you can see, by around 10 riders, and it really was time to go. If you've got what it takes, then you had to impose yourself right now. So the call going through, echoing, if you like, down the mountain, that a real push was required. The young rider Arslanov still in with this group, likewise the points leader and overall leader Daniel Sean, and the green jersey being nursed for him by Markus Eibegger at the back, and looking like Eibegger was actually suffering at this point. Bora going for it yet again.
Yeah, they're still very, very active in here, and clearly wanting to leave their mark on today's stage, but still not over. Still a lot of riders in here who are very capable of battling on this climb.
Well, for NASR-Dubai, Luca Wackermann, we haven't dwelt too much on him, but the 24-year-old, very, very capable, the Italian. Markus Eibegger, Ildar Nocentini and Stalnov himself still up the road, and they're arguing with each other right now. There is Nocentini, the aforementioned, just coming up alongside Silvio Herklotz of Bora Aragon, who basically said, look, there's nothing more I can do. I'm not quite sure what the issue was. Probably calling for a little bit of assistance and firepower, wasn't getting it. Sails by Luca Wackermann, who decided just to bed in behind Ildar Nocentini. 38 years of age, Nocentini. We remind you, run up in Paris-Nice quite a few years ago now, in 2008. Fourth in the Tirreno Adriatico in 2012. Remember calling him in. Looked very, very good even then. Drawing response, as you can see. And this is Brendan Canty of Drapac. They had Will Clark up the road. I think it was probably trying to tee up Brendan. Started the day off 2.5 minutes down, so he was never going to bid for this, but a good climber, and indeed came into this race as the principal for his team, and was riding like a principal right now, as you can see.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's doing a great job in there, but it's a dangerous duo that's just gone up the road with Wackermann and Nocentini. Both very, very capable climber, and Wackermann actually quite fast in the sprint as well.
There we are, so watch out for Wackermann. He can turn it on, and indeed, especially at this kind of incline, passing what can only be described as a palace, albeit with a drained pond by the looks of things. Nice tennis court though, and a helipad. Got it all. I imagine somebody important.
Quite possibly.
Yes. Well, sailing by that one, and the camera dwelling on it, so they're clearly important enough to merit that. Nonetheless, as you can see, great shot of the breakup, and it's singles or trios, it seems, just all the way down the mountain, and time running out for anybody who wanted to be part of today. Luca Wackermann looking very, very handy. Likewise, Nocentini chasing Stalnov, and there our finish line beckoning at long last.
Yeah, it certainly is, and Stalnov trying to hang on there. 2 kilometers to go. Still, it's going to be difficult with those two very, very powerful riders coming up, and I wonder whether the chase is still on in the group just behind him, as the road now starts to level out a bit.
Very much so. Team Felbermayr with Markus Eibegger. Brendan Canty just bridging over to them, but time running out. 2Ks to go. Flamme Rouge beckoning, and still Stalnov. Brave effort by him. Ildar Nocentini having a brief word, as you can see, and not, for the time being at least, able to engage, and it's Wackermann that's having a look at him, and they're looking back to see who's about to join them. I wonder whether any fear from Brendan Canty. Doesn't look like it's still on this little plateau, going into the bowl and then back out of it.
Good opportunity here for Canty to effectively just attack straight past him, not very far to go to the finish line, and he had a moment there where he could have surprised these guys and gone for it.
I clearly think he's just lacking resources at the moment. Looks tired, but if he had anything left, that would have been a great chance for him to go for it. Nocentini just clearing the old passages and ready to go.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need an awful lot of power though when you're doing those kind of moves, because no one really wants to take a turn here. No one wants to waste any energy for the final, so all he would have needed to do was try and get a bit of a slingshot past these guys and accelerate it, but it wasn't to be.
Maybe a lack of experience from Brendan Canty.
Certainly could be.
Yep, most definitely. So Luca Wackermann having a look. Come on, he's talking to Nocentini, as you can see. You're not going to get any favours from Nocentini, and immediately he attacks. First to go, the 38-year-old. There's a wily old fox.
Yeah, it certainly is. And what a strong rider, and like you said, very experienced guy as well on the bike.
Stalnov trailing at the moment. Wackermann just bedding in behind Brendan Canty as we speak. Anybody else want to come and join the party at this point? Big ask. Can't see their cat and mousing. Just starting to have an impact, and maybe a temptation for those who are chasing on here.
Yeah, definitely is, but this is playing right into the hands of Wackermann.
Wackermann then looking very good, very strong. Picking it up, Brendan Canty finally does go on the attack, but he's all he's doing, it seems, is leading in. Wackermann right now. There's the finish beckoning. Stalnov tries to join in the fun as well after putting in so much effort. 300 meters to go. Rinaldo Nocentini also staying close at hand. Stalnov picking it up, going around the outside. That'll be a red flag to this man. Luca Wackermann joins it. Gets to the centre of the road, does he? Or at least of that side of the road. He's going for it. And always Wackermann was going to be favourite for this one. Looks like he's going to deliver. Stalnov chasing him down, but Wackermann, quality will out, and it did here. Wackermann takes it ahead of Stalnov, Nocentini, Eibegger. Brendan Canty coming home in 5th place finally, ahead of Carboni, Danny Sean, Vasile Levas Pires. And we look back to find Arslanov with Herklotz and Griffin Easter. The green jersey of Eibegger did enough to take the overall lead in this race, finishing in 4th place. No time bonuses for him, but a decent gap and a significant one over his teammate. We remind you, Nathan Earl finishing down in 14th place, Jan Barter 15th on the day. So a transfer with Danny Sean finishing 7th and 10 seconds behind his teammate in the green jersey. And so it stays the overall lead in the Felbermayr Simplon Wels team. Markus Eibegger then with a 10-second advantage over his teammate going into the final stage. And indeed, a great win by this man. Wackermann delivered. Super job.
Yeah, great job. Great job by Wackermann.
Wackermann then takes it ahead of Stolman Nocentini. There, your top 3. Eibegger, though, great result for him. And indeed, taking over the leader's jersey from his teammate. Confirmation of that as we have a look at the Pirqulu Observatory. Built in the 1960s and equipped with a Zeiss telescope, I've been informed. Eibegger then in the lead, a margin of 2 seconds over Nikita Stalnov. Nocentini only 2 seconds back. They're going to fancy it tomorrow as we head to Baku. This race far from over. Great stage today, always billed as the big one, and so it proved to be. Luca Wackermann taking it in some style. Nocentini, though, and Stalnov still very much in the hunt for the title here. Don't count them out at all.
In the final was very hard for the win. In the last 1 kilometer to the finish line, we catch the Astana rider. So the last, I think, 100 meter, I sprint and I win. I'm very happy because the first stage I was 3rd. Yesterday, 3rd place, and today I win, so I'm very happy.
He's happy, and so are Team Felbermayr Simplon Wels. Here's our race leader. Only 2-second margin, though, over Stalnov and Nocentini. It bodes well for a good kick tomorrow.
Yeah, she's definitely been an interesting finish there with a few bonus seconds available as well. So I don't think it's over just yet.
Certainly is not. Let's speak to our leader.
It was a long climb. It was very windy, many attacks. But just 2 guys from the team left. So we had really to play all cards to have this little chance, and I'm very happy that we made it to keep the overall jersey.
Can you say something about the last 2-3 kilometers?
Yeah, the last 2-3 kilometers is like a pure tactical race. It's not steep anymore, it's a little downhill, it's a lot of wind, it's completely open area. There were like 4 guys in front with maybe 10 seconds, but they waited a little bit too long, and I was chasing them alone. And maybe like 300 to go, I could almost close the gap, and this was what brought me the GC lead.
How do you see tomorrow?
Tomorrow I can remember the final circuit from 2 years ago. It's a very, very rough road. It's cobblestones in the old town. It's very technical and dangerous. It's a nice climb. We hope that we manage to control the race, so we'll see. But it will definitely be a very big battle.
And your mountains classification, Nikita Stalnov leading that. So Eibegger leads overall. Wackermann taking the points jersey today, courtesy of his stage win, and some good finishes along the way. In fact, stages 1 and 3 finished on the day's podium. But here is Nikita Stalnov, now king of the mountains. Wackermann then leading the points class ahead of Eibegger by just a margin of 4. So another jersey that remains up for grabs as we head into the final day. Plenty of youngsters turning up, and of course youngsters on the podium as well. This is Wackermann then. Will be wearing that green, as we remind you. And wearing the white will be Ildar Arslanov. Here's your final day then. We have some circuits to deal with around the old city, as you've heard. Shagnan. That's your gateway to it. And Baku, of course, our finishing line. It will all be decided on the final day, the Tour of Azerbaijan. You've got to love it. We'll see you tomorrow. From myself, Carlton Kirby and Magnus Baxter, thanks for your company. For now, bye-bye.